It took Parmigianino 7 years to paint Madonna and Child with angels and Saint Jerome, as the painting is formally known. However, it is better known as the Madonna with a long neck, and it is easy to see where this masterpiece got its name from. It is the unusually long neck of the Virgin Mary, often described as a swan-like neck. But it is not the only element that is oversized. Look also at the length of her fingers and shoulders. And then there's baby Jesus on her lap. He is also quite a bit bigger than we would expect for a baby. These extended body features are typical of mannerism, a style that became popular after the High Renaissance, when artists concluded that it was hard to further improve on the near-perfect masterpieces by artists like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci and Raphael. In mannerism, ideals such as proportions, balance and ideal beauty are violated on purpose. This style leads to paintings that are asymmetric and out of balance. An interesting element of this painting is that it is not finished, and we will get into that in some more detail at the end of this video. But there are many elements that have been finished to perfection, like Mary's beautiful hair as well as the pearls in her hair. And notice that Mary has her bare feet and her right foot is resting on two beautiful green and orange pillows. On the left, 6 angels are all looking in different directions. And if you don't see all 6, that is not your fault, as one of them is not finished. The angel on the left is holding a large vase, and if you look carefully, you may notice the shadow of a cross painted on it. And then, in the bottom right, Saint Jerome, a well-known priest born in the 4th century, is depicted in the form of a Greek statue. The painting was commissioned by Elena Baiardi for the funeral chapel of her husband Francesco Tagliaferri in Parma. And one common criticism of this painting is that Jesus already appears dead, something that could fit with the purpose of the painting to appear in a funerary chapel. To make it easy for viewers to understand this scene, Parmigianino included some relatively straightforward symbolism, like Mary's blue robe, representing her purity, virginity and royalty. And the small figure of Saint Jerome was required by the commissioner for Saint Jerome's connection to the worship of Mary. And then back to the neck. Is it purely aesthetic, or is there also a symbolic meaning to it? In hymns from the medieval times, the neck of Mary was compared to an ivory tower or column, which may explain this iconic feature. And it may also explain the presence of the large column on the right. Just like famous artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, Parmigianino had a hard time finishing his projects. And whereas da Vinci and Michelangelo often moved on to more interesting projects before they finished their work, Parmigianino, whose self-portrait in a convex mirror we see here, found it difficult to finish his work due to his desire for perfection, and this painting is no exception. He worked on it for 7 years but left several parts unfinished by his untimely early death at age 37. However, he finished a lot of preparatory drawings which give us a better idea of how he might have finished the painting, even though you can see in these drawings that he was experimenting with several compositional issues, like the position of baby Jesus. One element though that seems to be always part of his idea was the long neck of Mary. Having said that, let's look more closely at some of the unfinished parts. Zooming in at Saint Jerome at the bottom right, we can see that another foot is drawn next to the feet of Saint Jerome. It is most likely that he wanted to paint Saint Francis here, but he never finished that. Another interesting element is that the baby is bald, but based on some of the preparatory drawings, it seems likely that it is still intended to add some hair here. And then there are the columns on the right. From the bottom you can see a series of columns, but from the top it looks like only a single column. And finally, it may be hard to see even when zooming in, but under Mary's right elbow there is a faint drawing of a sixth angel that he may have wanted to include. Interestingly, many unfinished paintings would never become this popular, but despite some missing elements, this one is still a magnificent masterpiece, at least in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this work. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below this video, and if you want to be alerted when new videos are released, make sure to hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.